Hey, Robert here. This is a BMW E46 do-it-yourself instructional video on how to remove and change your intake boots, and also, might as well throw it in there, how to clean your throttle body and your idle control valve. Alright, so right now we're going to BMW in Concord, California. I went there yesterday and bought my OEM intake from the actual dealership, which cost about $73 for both pipes. One of the pipes is they're both kind of wear and tear. One of them is has a white connection that goes to your ICV, which is idle control valve, and to your throttle body, along with that connecting to the other intake with the, I think it's a vacuum line that leads to your brake, not your brake cylinder, your brake reservoir, or is it your brake vacuum? I'm not sure, but it's the plastic pipe or plastic piece of tubing that connects to your intake after your mass airflow sensor. Huh? Go. Oh wait. Okay. What happens that the old intake got phased out, which is the one I have, and they have a new one in, and I don't know how it's supposed to be connect to each other, because they're apparently different, because like the old one, the diameter is smaller than the other, and they fit into each other, and I think I need to buy a hose clamp that connects both of them together, since they're pretty much the same diameter. So, and that's what I saw on www.realoem.com, which is a really great site if you're looking for cheap OEM parts online, if you have time. Right now I don't have time right now, because I think I need to get my intake fixed and get rid of this check engine light. So yeah, if you have time and stuff like that, anything OEM for your engine, for all BMWs, they have diagrams. There's, perfect, exactly everything out. Rims, CCVs, anything, they have it there. So yeah, so we're in Concord right now, and we're gonna head to the dealership and get what I need, and probably I can clarify some of this stuff and how this new version of this intake works. Okay. Alright, parts you need. Actually, matter of fact, this video would have been possible if it wasn't for BMW Concord of California. They have an amazing showroom, gift shop, and parts department, and I was really happy with the amount of customer service that I really got on about any parts of the BMW. Any questions I had, it's a really good place to go. Thanks to them, this video would have been possible, and also my car wouldn't be able to pass smog. So, matter of fact, I was able to get what I need. I ended up having these OEM's intake boots. This one goes to your throttle, and this one goes attached from your throttle, this part, to your mass airflow sensor. I'll have the part numbers for this one down below, and this one down below. You can go to your local BMW store, and they should have a parts department, maybe not, or you can go to www.realoem.com, which is be in the description below. Besides the intake boots that you need, you're also going to need a T40 screw. You're going to need a 6mm or 1/4 socket with an extension wrench. You're also going to need either a 6mm or a 1/4 wrench, well, torque wrench, and a screwdriver. And also you're going to need I recommend CRC throttle body intake cleaner. Alright, first step to do is to remove the intake box. You can simply do it by removing the 4 latches that are under the box. Remove the 2 latches that connect to your MAP sensor, and that should be good. But you know what? Just to make it even more easier, we're gonna actually just remove. Actually, it's best to remove. What I recommend is to remove the whole box itself to make it easier. As instead of doing a 2-piece, you might as well remove it as 1 piece, and also gives you more room to work with. So what you're gonna need is a 10mm socket wrench, and remove the 2 bolts that are on the side. We're also going to remove the 2 clips that's attaching to the mass airflow sensor. And in this case, for my intake, I have a zip tie since I'm missing one. Move that. And watch out for the induction tube. And just pulls straight off. Oh, Larry, bring it up here. Forgot about this. Remember, this guy too is also attached to the intake. Forgot about him. Put off to the side. Next, you're gonna disconnect your MAF sensor. Set it off to the side, and go ahead and use your 6mm socket or 1/4 socket or screwdriver to remove this. So it comes right off. Next, you're gonna need a screwdriver to remove this vacuum hose right here. You kind of want to be careful you don't damage it, and you want to aim to where you get it right in between the intake and the vacuum tube. So this little separation right here, that's where you want to go. And it's kind of, it's how you say, it's no, not tight. Well, it is tight, but it's ribbed.
That's what she said.
And it would be hard and difficult to remove. As so, I just got injured. As you can see, I noticed that I had cracks in my old intake, and I did a temporary patch by using super glue. I would recommend using super glue because it easily seals them off and gets the job done until you get your new intake. Alright, you can get this easy way by removing up the flap and just pulling up and setting off to the side even more so you can have more room. Next, you're going to remove the DSA or DISA. I like to call it DISA. The clip connecting to it's right here, and it's a push clip just like the mass airflow sensor, just like this, and it's located behind the back. Use your thumb, push, and pulls up. Set off to the side, and then you're going to use your T40 screw to get the 2 bolts that are underneath the 2 bolts, one right here and underneath. And a one underneath right here. That's the hard part about it. You can use the T40 screw or whatever, as long as it's T40. Make sure you just don't drop the screw. Ooh. And then simply just pulls off. Add a wiggle it a bit. And it comes right off. Alright, we're gonna move this elbow intake boot. This can be done easily by removing the very last one clamp that you see over here instead of this one. So I might as well just do this one right here, which connects both of them together. Since this is clipping onto the one that connects to the throttle body, and it also holds this boot in place. So once we already got it loosened up, go ahead and just pulls right off. But before that happens, right over here, as you can see, this is where the intake boot is on. There's this little coupling that connects both of them together, which we need. This is the part that I mentioned earlier when we're on the way back from Concord BMW, that I had this part all along, and I thought I needed to buy it or whatever I need, but they told me that it's already on the car, and I didn't know how they connected earlier, but this is the piece. This one. Take it off your old intake and set this off to the side, because we're gonna need it. So we have the old intake. As you can see, I had a crack here, which is super glued. And we kind of look around. It's all hard and plastic. It's not even soft anymore. But yeah, look around. There's some cracks here and there, but oh, and make sure you remove your clamps too. And this goes up. Don't need it. You don't need it anymore. Alright, might as well remove this too. Put this off to the side. Action. Alright, so you get a 1/4 wrench to loosen this one up, since there's very little room to fit in a torque wrench in here. And you just use this. This will be the painstaking time and patience you'll need on fixing this car to remove this clamp. Now that we have that, we have the pain in the butt second one, which is underneath it, that connects this elbow to the throttle body. So right now we're removing the elbow connection from the idle control valve, ICV, of your intake. So that should be loosened up a bit.
Action.
Alright, you see, this is the temporary fix I had. There's a crack right here, down here, underneath, between there. Little tiny ones when you bend it back, but this big one right here. That's seeping through. And that's about it. It's pretty old. Make sure you wanna remove the clamps. Put away. Don't need any more. Now we got the whole intakes out. We're gonna go ahead and show you how to clean the throttle body and idle control valve. Alright, we got the CRC throttle body intake cleaner. You're gonna get a towel or rag or old shirt, and we're gonna put it underneath so that the excessive cleaner comes right off. Way to clean this is pretty simple. It's just open. You're going to be in a ventilated area, and you also want to open the throttle body and just spray in there. Don't do continuous spray, just short burst. Should get in there. And that should be it. And you see all that drain out. I cleaned this in before, but I'm just redoing this again just to show you. Oh shit, that's strong. Showing you how it's done. So you we didn't vent this out. Yep. And there you go. That's a clear throttle body. Action. Alright, we got another two T40 bolts here. What I have here is a T40 bit, and I attached it to a, what is this? 8mm socket, and I loosened it that way. But before you do that, you have a 10mm nut here, and you just loosen it. It's already loosened because our battery ran out of life, so we had to recharge it and went steps ahead. So then when it comes off, then you use your T40 bit to loosen these T40 screws to the idle control valve. Don't want to drop this. I have a huge reputation for dropping screws. Oh shit.
And apparently hitting lights.
Yeah. And the way the ICV is connected to is just like an intake hose. It's just stuck in there. You have to just pull this off to the side and just pretty much grab underneath and just pull it off, and see it kind of loosens off a bit. Oh, and then probably by then, if you have big hands like me, when you're trying to wiggle off, this gives you enough room to reach in here. There's a pin down here, clip, push down, and you just pull off. That's so to the ICV, because I had trouble getting it earlier, so it just easily comes off. And
it's not so easy, buddy.
Hey, it's coming. Yeah, it's peanut butter. I need more. It's this place. There you go. And you want to remove the throttle cable. That's connected out to here. And it comes in like that. Then you have a control valve right here. Just like a mass output sensor, you have the part here, well ventilated area. Get your throttle body cleaner. Short bursts through. It will drip a lot. And wants to do it in reverse. Alright, then pretty much clean off. It's quick dry, so let it dry for like 3 minutes. Will that smell? And alright, so pretty much just put this back in how it was. And make sure you get the throttle body, not throttle body, the throttle cable back in. Actually no, first, just put it in. Find a hole first, and there it is. Alright, so we got the new intake right here, the new boot. We got all the clips on its place and where they are. So, and also we have the idle control valve back in place, the T40 screws back in with the 10 bolt back in and the clip back in. Make sure that is, and make sure you put your cable line, your throttle cable line in too. So once you get all that squared away, go ahead and get your new intake with all the trimmings on it, and go ahead and put it in how it is.
And go.
Alright, so already got that in and already screwed into place. Go ahead and get the other piece and put it back in. We have the coupling or the adapter to fit both of them together in, or already in. And once it's already in, just go ahead and put it back in. Alright, so once you get the intake in, go ahead and put your DISA or DISA back in to place. Make sure it's properly sealed. And go ahead. Oh, wrong one. Get that ready in place. And put back the screws and put back the 240 screws in. There you go. Alright, once you got the DISA in and the clip back in place, go ahead and get your mass outflow sensor and go ahead and put it back in. Make sure the arrow is the direction of the flow that's going into the engine. It's the arrow going that way. And go ahead and tighten it. Put it back on. There you go. Once you got the mass outflow sensor in and clipped on and tightened, go ahead and put your intake box back in. You need a light behind the seated position. Right there. Snug fit, clip into place. I'm gonna put a zip tie on that one and bolt it back into place using a 10mm bolt. Alright, well, right now I cleared the code from after doing the spark plugs. We just got the intake fully put it in and erased the codes. And now we're running it to see if any of it will pop back up again.